Hey Chelsea, hope you're doing well. So I wanted to send over this email with a link to your palette that we put together when we were doing your makeup the other weekend. I had so much fun and absolutely loved how the makeup looked on you. So I'm excited for you to grab some of these shades. So this link here is actually the link that's in your email. Once you click on it, it will carry you to the Saint website where you will see your palette. Now you can choose from different designs if you want to down here at the bottom, and you can also grab a different size palette if you want to. This is the size 12, which fits 6 of the regular size 10s on the top and 6 on the bottom. So there are 2 layers, but everything that you need for your entire face is in this one palette. The only thing that I did not add were eyeshadows, but I will give you some recommendations on eyeshadows in case that's something that you want to add to the palette as well. And just know that the colors that I'm going over, I'll let you know the ones that are the ones that you need and don't want to change around, but I'll also tell you the ones that if you want to swap out the colors, or if you want to remove them from your palette, you can do whatever you'd like to with those. I just want to make sure that it is exactly what you love and based on your personal preferences and your budget. So let's get started. So the first layer in your palette is going to have your 3D foundation, the Aspen contour, which was that color corrector that we used to cancel out some of the redness on your face and even out your skin tone before we applied your makeup, and then a couple of lip and cheek colors. So I would say the first 4 colors that we go over are going to be the only colors that you do not want to change around. The lip and cheek colors you can change based on your personal preference, or you can take out one of them if you only want to grab 1 instead of 2 for right now. That's perfectly fine as well. So the first color is Aspen. Again, that is your color corrector that helps to cancel out redness and even out your skin tone, and you just apply this in a very light stippling on your face before you apply your makeup. The next color is Astoria that we used as your contour shade that goes on your cheekbone area, across the top of your forehead, your jawline, your nose if you'd like to contour your nose. And then the next 2 shades, the first one is Candlelit. This was your main highlight color. So you can think of this as your foundation color that matches your skin tone. And then the next shade is Aura, which was your brightening highlight. This acted as your concealer shade. So we put that in the inner outer corners of your eyes and in your T-zone area. And all of these are applied, as you know, in like a paint by numbers fashion, so that you don't have to put on layer after layer of makeup. You just put them in the areas that they need to go, so that, again, you don't have layers of makeup on. Your skin's able to breathe a little bit better, and they all have the same amount of coverage. So it's easy to use that paint by numbers fashion because they all have that same amount of coverage in them. The next 2 colors are Saint Tropez or Saint Tropez, and this is one of the lip and cheek shades that we used. You can use this as a blush on your cheeks, or you can use it on your lips alone or combined with other colors. One of the shades that we used was Pink Lemonade, and that was one of our shades of the season or of the quarter, and they are only around for a limited time. So I chose another color that I know you mentioned you use the NARS Orgasm Blush. This Hollywood lip and cheek color is probably the closest color I have ever found to that. And I've tried out a lot of different shades because I went on a quest before I started wearing Saint to find a dupe for the NARS Orgasm Blush, and I tried MAC and like everything and anything in between. This is by far the closest that I've ever found. So if you want a dupe for that blush, you can grab that. If you want to look at the other lip and cheek colors, there are some swatches at the bottom of your email that you can check out, and then these are the colors that you can choose from. I absolutely love all of these colors. Desert Sunset is definitely a favorite of mine. Cindy is one of my ride or dies, especially for summertime. Summer Love is a really beautiful, like, softer pink. And I mean, the list goes on and on. So if you have any questions about those, please let me know. But take a look at the swatches, because the colors here that you see on the website look slightly different once these colors are swatched on your skin. The second layer of your palette is going to consist of a few different things. So one is your bronzer tan lines. We went with one that was just a little bit lighter just because of your skin tone, and I didn't want anything that was too dark. And then next up we have Angel Illuminator. This was one of the cream colors that I put on the tops of your cheekbones to give them that little bit of extra glow, like a lit from within type of glow. And the creams are a little more subtle than the powders. I absolutely love the creams for every day. And Angel, I actually just had to order another one of because I was running so low on it because it is one of my favorites. It's just a really beautiful, very, very soft pink. So I put that on the tops of my cheeks, down the bridge of my nose, or on my Cupid's bow. I even tap a little onto my lips from time to time. And then I added another illuminator. I don't know if you wanted to perhaps maybe choose from one or the other, if you wanted to grab both. Starlit Illuminator is a powder. So this was the shade that we actually used this on the tops of your cheeks as well. And it was that iridescent tone that just caught different, it reflected different colors as it caught in different angles of light. And I just think it is something that I haven't ever seen before apart from Saint, but I just thought it was absolutely beautiful on you. So I wanted to add that as well. And you can also use this color as an eyeshadow. So it kind of doubles up and has a little bit more versatility. And then the last thing that I added was the brow wax. I use a brow wax every single time I do my eyebrows. And I feel like you're like me and you like your brows to be a little more defined. And you are okay with filling in your brows like I am. And the brow wax helps my brows not only kind of like position those hairs where I want them to so that it makes filling them in easier, but it helps them to stay put all day on top of that. So if you decide to grab that, once your makeup comes in, either way, we can go through a one-on-one application, whether it's in person or on a Zoom call, and we'll both show up, no makeup, and we'll walk through how to apply your makeup on your face. Unless you're like, nah, girl, I got this, I'm okay, then you can totally do it on your own too. But I like to give you that option. So I did not, like I said, add any eyeshadows here, but if I were to add some colors for you to use as everyday shades, I would probably go with let's see, I would go with a few different shades. So we could do Sis is wonderful. You Complete Me, we actually used on your eyes. So those would be like two shimmers that you could use on your eyes to give them a little bit of a pop. And then for two matte colors, it depends on how dark you'd want to go. But if you just wanted a couple of everyday colors, I would go with a shade like Bubba and Lullaby, or Bubba and Claire. Claire is like the really beautiful dusty rose color, but these shades are like chef's kiss to me. So you can keep these, which I don't think when you click on your link, you'll have these colors in your palette. So again, they are Sis, You Complete Me, Bubba, and Lullaby. And you can take a look at those swatches as well. They're at the bottom of your email, but if you wanted to take anything out of your palette, just tap on the color and you can press remove item, and that will take those shades out of your palette. So the only other thing that you'll want to grab is a brush, just because these brushes are specifically designed to work with cream makeup. And if I were to give you one brush that I would recommend for applying everything, it would be either the 3D brush or the blush and bronzer brush. I love the blush and bronzer brush because it is my absolute favorite for blending in my makeup. The 3D brush is wonderful though because it is a little bit smaller. You can still apply and blend everything with it, but it does have that small end at the top there that you see that's great for some of those hard to reach places, like in the inside and outside corner of your eye, like maybe around your nose. So either one of those brushes is wonderful if you just want to start off with one brush. If you would like two brushes, I would 100% recommend the blush and bronzer brush and the detail brush. So your choice. There are a lot to choose from. The eyeshadow brush is my holy grail. It is better than any eyeshadow brush I have ever used. But I don't want to overwhelm you with too many brushes. So if you have any questions about any other of the ones that you see here, just let me know. The brush cleaner I did use before we started applying your makeup, just so that I could clean my brushes really quick. It basically just cleans, sanitizes, and conditions your brushes all at once without having to put them in water and wet them and wait for them to dry. So you just spritz it on a towel, swirl your brushes until they're clean, and then you're good to go. They're dry. But again, if you have any questions, please, please, please let me know. And once you add those brushes to your palette or to your bag, actually, before I do that, there is up at the top of with the menu, you'll see collections. If you wanted to save a little bit of money, there is a bronzer collection where you can get the blush and bronzer brush and your bronzer kind of bundled together to save a little bit of money. Tan Lines is your bronzer color. The bronzer that I typically use is Bella. If you did decide that you wanted to go with something a little bit darker, you totally can, and that would be the one that I recommend. But Tan Lines would be your bronzer. So if you wanted to save money, you can add that to your palette if you want to grab the blush and bronzer brush. If you do that, when you press the back button to go back to your palette, just tap on the color Tan Lines in your palette and remove it to make sure that you don't get two Tan Lines bronzers. But other than that, once you're ready, you can add your items to your bag. Purchases $50 and over are free shipping. And then you also will get credits towards your palette. So what your tins come in your palette here. Once you add the tins to your bag here, you'll see that you essentially get your palette for free. So saving some more money, but I cannot wait for you to grab this makeup. And again, if you have any questions, please let me know. Once your makeup comes in, we can do a one-on-one if you'd like to. And then from there, just, if you want to check out stuff on my Facebook or shoot me questions anytime, I am always here to answer and help out any way that I can. But I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will talk to you soon.